have a ton of fun investing and flipping football cards, but today I'm going to tell you why it's important to have a personal collection while you're doing it, and we're starting right now. Let's dig in. Welcome to the Football Card Quest. What's going on? My name is Andy. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to learn more about investing and flipping and collecting football cards and all other really cool football card stuff, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that little bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. I want to start today's video with an important point, not just about sports cards, but life in general. Moderation is key. We all know human beings need to drink water to survive, but if you drink too much water, you can still get sick or even die. So there's a parallel in just about everything we enjoy, including sports cards. Sure, we enjoy the hobby a ton, and we enjoy making some nice extra side cash on a monthly basis, investing and flipping sports cards. It's a good feeling to sell a card for a 4 or 5x profit when a player breaks out, because you bought in low, sell on the hype. But if you invest and flip and just look at the hobby as a business for the money, then you're likely to burn out, because then it becomes a job, a chore, and the hobby's intended to be fun. It is, after all, supposed to be a hobby, a fun pastime. I like to look at it like fantasy football. If I were to ask you, fantasy football enthusiasts out there like myself, would you still play fantasy football if there was no money involved or no prize at the end of the season or end of the week involved in fantasy football? A lot of you would probably say no. Now, there are a good handful of you out there that I know would say yes, myself including, but I just wouldn't take it as seriously. It wouldn't be as much fun if there was money involved. What I like to call skin in the game. When you have skin in the game on something, it motivates you to take it that much more seriously. And for me, it just becomes that much more fun because I love the strategy element of it. I also love the collection aspect of it. It's fun. These cards are tangible asset. I love the tactile response of getting a card in the mail. It's one of the reasons why I am such a big proponent of physical sports cards over NFTs. All right, if you're enjoying the video, be sure to give us a thumbs up to let us know you liked the video, and let us know in the comments below who you like to personally collect or which cards you personally like to collect. You know, remember when we were kids, growing up in the 90s, for me speaking, I know a lot of us in my same age group remember growing up in the 90s and sports cards being very popular, but as a kid you didn't really have money, but you did have these cards, and so you were able to go to events, with other kids your age or even grown adults and trade with them. You know, you could trade cards, card for card. And a lot of people would consider that collecting and trading. Well, that's the same thing. That card has a dollar value associated with it. Ultimately, everything in this world has a fee associated with it, whether you think so or not. Things may either have an opportunity cost or they have a physical, tangible dollar value to them. And so I think the ultimate strategy is to be a collector, right? To be a collector, have some type of personal collection, have pride in the cards, have an artistic appreciation for the aesthetics of the cards, and invest in players that you're actually passionate about. If you're not passionate about the NBA, don't invest in the NBA. If you're not passionate about the MLB or the NHL or the FIFA leagues, don't invest in those leagues. Only invest in players and teams and leagues, sports leagues that you are passionate about, that you actually want to follow. Because I think that you can collect cards of players in those leagues that you like to follow and actually watch. And it's nice to see them appreciate and value of the cards of your favorite players. And then you can use some of those cards to sell for a profit to collect nicer cards. You know, I'm a big proponent of displaying my collection on my wall, but I can only fit so many cards on my wall here, and I've just added new shelves. I like having cards in a binder, something I could quickly flip through, but if I have them just stored away in a box, what good are those cards doing for me? Maybe to take them out one day to give to my kids. You know, I think that's maybe a good thing, but I mean, ultimately, I would want those cards to be worth something. Like, I would want those cards so if my son or my daughter wanted to then take that card and liquidate it because they needed money for whatever, you know, then I want to have them to have the choice to do so. I don't want it to be a worthless piece of paper, a piece of cardboard. So the monetary aspect of sports cards is very important for collectors. Collectors should be appreciative of the investors, because I think it is important that your collection has this monetary value associated with it. But you don't want to dwell on it. Just like we talked about with drinking too little or too much water, moderation is key. So ultimately, that's why I'm such a big proponent of investing and flipping to fund my personal collection, to get me a nicer Mike Evans card or a nicer Tom Brady card. And you know, you gotta have that balance. You gotta have that balance, just like in fantasy football. I do think you gotta have that balance as well. You can't be totally emotionally invested in your fantasy team to the point where you lose and you don't make any money, that it affects you emotionally and mentally. I think you should be playing first and foremost with entertainment style money and budget from your bankroll, your overall bankroll, but you know, also have fun with it. Have fun with it. Build a camaraderie with your league. You know, get in a good league of friends where you guys can chat, you guys can banter, you guys can have this friendly competition as well. You guys can strategize with each other, but then also you've got skin in the game, so everybody is taking it serious. Everybody is wanting to get better at it, which therefore motivates you to get better at it. And it's just, man, they go together so well if you balance them and just have fun with it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, just have fun with it. Do some flipping, some investing, but also do some collecting as well. And always treat other people the way you want to be treated in return. All right, so I've got a video right here, or maybe right here. It's on one of these sides. I've got a video right here that's just one example of how I balance investing and collecting. But obviously, if you want to learn more about investing, flipping, and collecting all their cool football card stuff, make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.